Welcome back. Another edition of the Down and Back with CornDoug presented by Octane Cornhole. This week, another packed show. We've got KW results. We've got some Guelph results, Mitchell results, Peterborough results, some standings out of Peterborough now through into week 3. Adam's got some standings out, so we'll talk about that. Also going to have Dean Lang on the show. Dean's up-and-coming guy with KW. He's been just a little under a year, but he's really making some noise, as you've probably seen last couple of podcasts. His name has always come in there, especially in Guelph. KW, he's there. And he's even been, when we got a chance to go to Stratford, he was even getting his name there. So it's going to be great to have him on the show. Also, we've got a couple big tournament announcements. Matt kind of put the thing out there on Wednesday, but got a couple of big tournament results, even some added info on some of these here tournaments coming up. That's sure it's going to be a great time going to a bigger venue with a bigger tournament here in KW. So getting to the results here now. We'll get to KW results. There, like I said, he's always coming up. We got Dean Lang finishing first this week. Corey Golbeck was second. Sebastian Giannino from Toronto coming in and taking the third spot. Matt Plow getting fourth. Craig Raymond holding steady there in fifth. He's just a steady thrower that we have here, and he had another great week. So that's putting the standings. We had another top dog changes again. Matt Plow going up to first. Trevor Huber moving back down to second. He's still throwing okay, and he's keeping himself up there. Jeff Sean stays in a third. Corey Golbeck moves up to fourth. Jamie Cowan slips a bit to fifth, but I don't expect him to stay there long after the next couple of weeks. Moving on to Guelph, and we had Scott Sullivan finishing first there. He's missing a G on his name, but you see Dean Lang there again, finishing second in Guelph, and Jeff Sean's coming in on third. So another great night. Apparently they had more players out there now in Guelph last Tuesday night, so hoping keep getting the word out there. Guelph is a great spot to play. Louis on Lewis. You got a lot of room there. Great bar. I always want to have the bar playing cornhole. Get out there if you're in Guelph and play some fun cornhole. Mitchell. Kevin Smith taking off the top spot in Mitchell for a Wednesday night. He's been dominant on the Wednesday night circuit there. But Dan Ruby and his partner Justine took out Kevin and Monty, who finished second. Third was Sarah Ruby, Dan's wife, and her partner Jeff. I got to watch the finals of that there. So if you can even go back and watch it yourself, the Stratford Cornhole Club Facebook page, Paul put up the final match on there. Great match between Dan and Justine and Kevin and Monty, but Kevin gets the axe off the top spot on a Wednesday night in Mitchell. Same thing happened in Peterborough here. Let's get out the Peterborough results. Adam Hubert took top spot with his partner Dylan. The mics, I've heard it was a little kind of confusing playing in Peterborough on Wednesday night with two Mike B's, but they ended up getting partnered. That worked out fine for them. They finished second. Steve G and Ripper finishing third. You'll notice Brian St. Thomas' name not on there. He wasn't able to come to make it out to get a new person on the top spot. So it's kind of funny. Both Mitchell and Peterborough on the Wednesday nights, the guys who've completely taken over both of those leagues, both not in the top spot for that. So Peterborough, the standings, we've got Mark C in first, Adam Hubert, he's in second, should be Adam E in third, Ripper in fourth, and Mike B in fifth place there. So that's just after 3 weeks. They've got a couple more weeks. I don't know if you've noticed on the Peterborough Cornhole website, they are having a ugly sweater competition. So if you wear an ugly Christmas sweater out on Wednesday night, just their last one before they take the break for Christmas and New Year's, you'll get a chance to get into for an LCBO gift card, I believe. So wear an ugly sweater, get some alcohol. Can't go wrong with that. So with that, we'll bring in, like I said, a guy who's just kind of taken over with KW here with, less than a year in, and he's really making some noise here. Fun guy to have out. He already starting to, he was only out a couple weeks when he was getting in the trash talk with the regulars, which is it's always fun to do. And like I said, a great guy. Bringing him in now, Dean Lang. Welcome to the Down and Back with CornDoug.
Thank you, Doug. It's great to be on.
Yeah. So with that, like I said, you're just under a year here now with us, and so what? How did you get your start? Or start with us.
The very first time I heard about Cornhole game was in the Florida-Georgia line song called Sundays, and I looked into it and I found out it was essentially a game I had called beanbag toss as a kid. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah, I want to get into that sometime. And I play soccer at Rim Park, saw the ads for drop-in cornhole, and started going to it early last year. And when I was there, I met Richard Golbeck, who we all know as Dickie.
Yep.
And he told me about the Monday Night League at Edelweiss, the tiered tournaments, 1 or 2 Saturdays a month. And I decided to give those a go. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah, because now you like I said, you're just kind of taking over the league and and some of the tournaments there, because you've had a couple big wins and some couple good showings. I know you had a good showing in Woodstock at a tournament there, and then just a couple weeks ago in Toronto, you had another not bad showing. It wasn't you wasn't the top spot, but you still did pretty good there.
Yeah, I mean, the Toronto tournament, I really didn't feel like I had my best that night. Just you can't have your best every night. It's just one of those things. I mean, I've had a lot of good nights though, especially in singles. I really enjoy playing the singles because you get to just keep throwing, you get into a rhythm, you get to keep moving. You really can get into the flow that way in singles. And I mean, I'm learning how to apply the success I've gained in singles to doubles, and I think this Monday night showed that is starting to come together.
Yeah, because Sato Soto would kind of drop some stuff. He was on his Facebook page about the top 5 in each conference, and talking with some of the people, your name was coming up as in one of those top five for us here. So it's you've really kind of come along, and it's showing.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's I have to tell you what, I was really shocked at the level of the competition when I first started playing. First time I came to the Edelweiss, I was completely blown away at the level of the competition. It was a lot more than what I expected. I mean, I obviously expected something a lot more, casual. But these guys were like some of the best players in the country, and I learned a lot from them, especially Jeff and Jamie. They started coming to the drop-in cornhole not long after I did. They really kind of took me under their wing from the start, and I've learned a lot from them over the last year. And now, I mean, that feels pretty good to hear that kind of stuff about being considered for top 5 in the country. That's kind of that is a big deal, and that's something to feel good about accomplishing.
Yep. And so then, like I know from watching you started out with the blue color bags from Michigan that a good friend of ours, Chaz Tower, that he makes. Now you're in the Octane bags. Which Octane bags are you liking now?
I've been using the Apex Beaver bags lately. Yeah, they're kind of similar to the blue collar bags, but they have a lot more give in the middle, so they don't jam up at the hole as much. Like the blue collar bags they're great bags to learn with, to learn how to be accurate, to learn how to be precise, but they just jam up at the hole a lot. They make it really difficult. They don't bend into the hole at the side of the hole as much. But the Octane Beaver bags, they're very good. They've got a sticky side, they've got a fast side like the blue collar bags, which is what I liked about those, and they're a lot more friendly at the hole, especially the creamsicle bags, the orange colored bags. I was throwing those. They might be the best of all of the Beaver bags. I started throwing those yesterday. I felt pretty good with them. It's always a learning curve with when you start throwing a new set of bags, so I didn't really throw my best with them, but I definitely like the feel of them.
Yeah. So for some people that don't know, that just know our 4 names with our Octane bags, the Beaver bags are actually now I just forgot, the JC Cornhole. Those are his signature Octane bags. So it's they can get them through his website at jccornhole.com. But he's really taken a liking to them as well too, because he was using the game changers, and I think he's kind of switched a bit to the octane bags now as well.
Jamie?
Yes.
Yeah, he kind of goes back and forth between the beaver bags and the game changers. It's just, I guess it just depends on that particular day, how he's feeling. But yeah, I mean, the game changers they don't have a sticky side per se. They've got that little patch, but even that's still very fast.
Yeah.
Those I endured a hell of a learning curve learning to throw those game changers. Their fast side is lightning fast. It's even faster than the hole shots. I mean, if I do like the hole shot bags, I feel like the fast side is a little fast for how I throw them, but I could use or I could endure a learning curve and learn to throw those very effectively as well. But those game changers are fast, but they aren't friendly. They are very friendly around the hole. Yeah. They will go in around the hole like no other bags I've seen.
Mm-hmm. So now the other new craze that's kind of hitting the cornhole world is the ghost cornhole. So I've seen you're pretty heavily involved in that there with Jamie and with Jamie Cowan and Jeff Sean. So I've seen you guys on there all the time. So how are you liking that there? Where you just kind of, I guess, throwing against yourself almost at times?
I mean, there's always things you can learn from doing that. There's you can it's helping me, I think, to learn to be more consistently in the hole. Like when I'm playing against people, I can always put bags into good positions. I can use other bags on the board to shoot around and through and into the hole. But there are sometimes you just need to be able to slide it up into the hole over and over again. Yep. Especially when you're playing against those top Americans. So it's a valuable tool to learn. Also great is that you get video of yourself throwing bags. You can see why your bad bags went awry. You can see what was wrong with your footwork, what was wrong with your throwing motion when you threw bad bags. And that's a incredibly beneficial tool. And it's fun to compete against people other than the people we always compete against.
Yeah. And that's thing that kind of offers you is you get a chance to kind of compete in a somewhat way against some other newer players, or even, when you watch it, you got some of the pros that are playing and just, they're just having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's always hard competing against ACL pros that you just know are the best of the best in the entire world. But, I mean, you've got to know where you stand against them. That's why I'm looking forward to the opportunity to go down to the States and play against guys from the States, to see those guys up close. Because, I mean, you have to play against people like that to know what you need to do to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's like what Robbie said, the way you get better is by playing against people that are close in skill, maybe shaded towards a little bit better than you. And you just have to find ways to beat them, or you play them, you figure out what you need to do better. And I think my loss to Scott on Tuesday gave me a valuable lesson in terms of what I might need to do next time. It was a very close match. There were 2 or 3 bags. I threw really good bags and just didn't get the result that maybe the bag deserved. And it kind of just by the time the second or third one happened, I kind of started to get a little rattled, kind of got out of my comfort zone. And I've just got to learn not to do that, because I mean, Scott is very consistent. He just keeps the pressure on. And I mean, those Americans, they're as consistent as Scott. They're as explosive as Jeff and Jamie. They have it all. And that's, you've just got to learn. And it's like what Bob Sperry told me: I don't lose, I learn. And I took that to heart, and that's great advice. It's a great perspective. And I think that's an excellent way to look at it for any player who's coming up, any player who wants to get into cornhole or anything else. I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking at a loss as a learning experience. Mm-hmm. and learning what you need to do better, and trying to figure out a way to do it. And that's part of the fun of all this.
Well, it also goes to, like you said there, the comfort level. Whether it then becomes that you're comfortable with the bags, you're comfortable with the boards that you know the boards that you're throwing on, and it all comes down to your comfort level.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got to. It's a lot of this game is played between the ears. I mean, this game is a lot mental, especially when you're playing against other people. You've got to just sort of stay in a comfort zone, and that's been a big key to me finding finding more consistent success. When I had that breakthrough at the Wolves tournament, I thought to myself, man, I wish I could bottle that up and figure out what got me into that zone that I was able to play so effectively, to catch fire, to survive that wicked duel with Sean, to knock off Jamie in the semis, to double dip Jeff in the championship.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I mean, you can learn from your wins too. You can learn from the things you did that make you successful. And I think I learned a little bit about how to be consistently good. And a lot of it just revolves around relaxation, just being relaxed when you throw the bags, being comfortable, just never ever being nervous, never ever letting a bad shot get to you. I mean, that's easier said than done. I mean, when you're in a close match, you need those 4 points that you should get from a good push shot. And when it doesn't go your way, that is tough to deal with, but it's just what you have to learn to do.
Yeah, like you said there, you had that one great tournament, and all of a sudden the next day you can't even hit the board. So it is that whole thing between the years of just trying to keep your composure, your confidence, saying, knowing that you can do it. It's just a matter of just going out and doing it.
Absolutely. I mean, you're never going to be at your best all the time, but you always have to know in your mind that you're a good player. You can never stop believing that you're a good player. And that's my partner, Jerry. I've given him that advice too. He's been battling a little bit lately. He's been kind of scuffling, not feeling as good. And I told him, that's the key, right? Never stop believing that you're a good player, even if you're not playing well in that particular match. You just have to have that confidence. And I mean, that goes back even before I was a good player. I knew I could be at times a good player. I had good matches in my first couple months. And I mean, you have to have the confidence. You always have to have the confidence, especially when you're playing against this kind of competition, or the kind of guys in the States. I mean, you've got to always know that you're a good player, because if you stop believing that, then you're already beat.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of Jerry, your partner, are we going to see you guys together tomorrow in Dundas?
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna be together in the doubles tournament. The B team will hopefully close out the year with a victory. We like to rebound from Toronto, where we didn't play our best. Hopefully we can play our best, and hopefully it's good enough. I mean, Jeff and Scott are going to be there. Jamie and Steve are going to be there, and those are formidable teams. But I know that when I'm playing my best, I've proven I can beat Jamie. Can beat Jeff one-on-one, and I've seen Jerry just get hot and just 8 after 8, 10 after 10. He can throw some 4-baggers. So yeah, that's what it's all about. You just gotta get hot at the right time in a tournament like this. Double elimination format, you don't have much margin for error.
No.
Anyone can beat anyone, you never know what can happen in one of these tournaments. So you just gotta play the match in front of you. Can't be worried about who you're going to face, in the semifinals, in the championship, wherever. You just got to play the match in front of you.
Yep. Okay, so I want to thank you for this year. I know I'm going to see you tomorrow down in Dundas. Hoping we might be able to go live with some of the stuff here. Have a down and back live tomorrow, but we will definitely be seeing you down there. And I know that my partner Corey and I will be looking to take on the B team tomorrow in Dundas.
Looking forward to a potential rematch. I mean, you guys got us at Movember, so it'd be nice to get that win back. I'm not gonna lie. you always remember your losses. You always want to learn from them. You always want to avenge them.
Yep.
I mean, and that's really how you got to do it. But yeah, hopefully we do get to play you and it's a good match.
Yep.
That's all you really want. You just want to have nothing but fun, competitive matches, and you just want to play your best and hope to win. That's all you can do.
Exactly. So again, thanks for us here, and we will see you in Dundas tomorrow.
That sounds great, Doug. It was great to be on.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
So Dean Lang, he's a great guy, fun guy. As you can tell, fun guy to talk with. He's really, been just that new guy on the scene that's just been like, wow, like it's it's really been a challenge to try and figure out how can we beat this guy? How can we do it? Because you can throw a couple blocks up on him, and all of a sudden he's got the airmailitis, and he's throwing threes on you, and you're just trying to find a way to stop the bleeding. So hoping I'm going to get a chance to catch up with him tomorrow and play a couple games. So leading into that with tournament info, we've got that is, if I can pick up the graphic here, the Holio tournament tomorrow in Dundas. There's the info for it, the address. Everything is going to start at 11 o'clock. Bags are going to fly at 11:20. We've got a short window there. We've kind of got a time crunch. We're going to be doing our 3 divisions. We're going to be doing an advanced social beginner, bring your own partner. We're going to do a blind draw, and if time permits, we will be getting a singles tournament in there. Hoping we can. It'd be really great if we could, especially for our first time down in Dundas. I know Peter O'Mano, they're going to have a big turnout there, and it should be a great time. Hoping we can get some live video, some live stuff from there, and get some more action from the area, because this will be our first time down in Dundas. I know Dean there talked about Bobby Speary. I think he may be making an appearance there tomorrow. We'll have to see. But now, also, other big news out there. Octane will have bags and apparel for sale there tomorrow. So come out if you want to get your Octane bags, your clutch, your Apex, your Nitros, or your whole shots. Come on out, grab them. Big news released Wednesday morning. Canada Conference Tournament going to be in Kitchener at Binghamton Park in the Kingpin Lounge, Saturday, January the 11th. So with that will be a full day starting, I believe, at 9 a.m. in the morning. We're going to run the gamut from bring your own partner to some singles, some blind draw. We're going to have a crew cup in there, full conference tournament. And just right before I came on here, got the message from Matt to extend the day that day. We are also going to be running KW Cornhole Regional Tournament. So if you don't have your fill of conference play with doubles, bring your own partner, blind draw doubles, singles, crew cup, we'll do it all again for a regional tournament and do the doubles, the singles, the blind draw, and the crew cup for a KW regional tournament. So book yourself a full day, 9 a.m. until probably 10 p.m. that night. Full double dip of conference and regional tournament. Should be an exciting time, which will then lead us into the national in Cleveland. That's March 13th to the 15th. As Dean said, he was going to be coming down. We've got probably, I'm thinking about 9 or 10 people from our conference here going down to play at that national. If you've never seen a national play before, I'm going to say to check out the ACL Facebook page. Last weekend of January, there's the ACL National from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You can check that out. They'll have all that action from there. Full day of just live feeds, and you can see what goes on there, and maybe come down and join us in Cleveland for that. So that kind of wraps up for some stuff that are in here. What we're going to be doing on Also, if you are watching on the East Coast of Canada, we do have a league that's going to be forming up in early January. St. John's, Newfoundland, you are going to be getting a Cornhole league. I've talked to Sean, who's going to be running it there. Been really messaging back and forth with him. And I've told him I'm really looking forward to going down there in the summer. George Street Festival in St. John's. Let's get a tournament going on down there, because if you've never heard about George Street and St. John's, it will be a party. I believe they have the most bars per capita in the distance of George Street of anywhere in the world. It's just it's a fun party town. Hoping to get some big tournaments coming there. But St. John's, Newfoundland, you are getting a league coming January. Watch the Down and Back page, the Canadian Cornhole Players Facebook group. Sean will be having some information on that there. And that should be fun, starting up the Cornhole League in St. John's, Newfoundland. Hoping to get some more leagues started up here throughout the country to have a truly big conference tournaments. But yeah, it's definitely exciting news getting Cornhole to St. John's, Newfoundland. Also, with this conference tournament coming up, I've kind of mentioned a couple of people that calling some people out. This conference tournament coming up, even they may be there tomorrow, I'm not sure. I want to try and get a match of the Wednesday Wizards, Brian St. Thomas, Kevin Smith, Peterborough and Mitchell, respectively. You guys are the kings of Wednesday night. Let's see how you guys do up one-on-one in a tournament. Just have some bragging rights on a Wednesday night to have some fun, because it really interesting to see how that there would go. So, Brian, Kevin, you're watching. Let's see you tomorrow, or even at the conference tournament, or maybe Kevin, you can come down with me in February when Adam hopefully gets his Daytona 500 tournament going, and because I know I'm going to be having some fun down there, wearing all my JGR stuff and cheering on that JGR team and myself to hopefully actually hitting the board playing cornhole. So until next week, keep throwing those bags. Hopefully we'll be able to see it from tomorrow from Dundas at the Air Force Center, and throwing some bags there. But just keep having fun, throwing those bags, and we'll see you next week right here on the Down and Back, presented by Octane Cornhole.